So going way back, in 1991, you studied at the Drummers Collective. Right, and it was a thing where your mom was telling you about that you like all these American drummers. This is actually something too I've heard, like with European drummers, like really liking American drummers.
Right.
And I guess that's the thing, and I didn't know that until very recently.
Yeah.
But you went there to study for 10 weeks.
Right.
And explain to us about what that experience was like for you back then.
Oh, that was that changed everything for me, because. So why did my mom suggest to go there? It's because she's a violin player, not professional, but she's really into it.
Mm-hmm.
And she knew that lots of Asian people come to Germany to study classical music, because classical music emerged from Germany and Austria.
Huge, yeah.
And so people really know how to learn it, and so there's a big culture.
Yeah.
And then back then, I mean, most role models were either British or American.
Right.
Maybe with the exception of Manu Katché, who is French.
He's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Love Manu. Yeah.
Definitely. And so it was just her way of thinking. She said, because I was always telling her, so my plan was to study economics, right? That was.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because I didn't know how to make drumming my career. I didn't know how to do that.
Okay.
But I kept on talking about drumming, and so she said, hey, maybe because I know this from the Asian musicians, maybe you should go to the US and study there and see how it goes.
Okay.
And so I had from Modern Drummer ads, I knew of the Drummers Collective or the PIT in Los Angeles.
Yeah, right.
And I don't know why I chose Drummers Collective. There was no obvious reason. It was just, I didn't want to, I don't know, I didn't feel like going to the US for a year.
Right.
And then I thought, well, this is only like 3 months. So I go there.
Yeah.
So I went there, and after like the first week, I was about to go home because I felt like I can't play. Because all the stuff they presented was like, it was hard to do.
Okay.
And I remember going home after my late night practice session, because my practice time was always from 9 p.m. to 12 p.m.
Yeah.
So I remember going home on the way to the subway like, oh, okay, I won't make it. It's not my thing. So I went home, went to sleep. Next morning, woke up. And then I thought, no, this is a great school, because they always point the finger at what you can't do, but what is important for your musical career.
Right.
So I changed my perspective and was like, yeah. And I learned so much about, which I found interesting, because I always thought Germans are analytic and well organized.
Sure.
But then when I got there, all the teachers and the way they taught was not everybody, but a lot of them were very structured, very analytic, and these tools really helped me. And I immediately started to use these tools to create my own stuff immediately. And I remember going into a lesson and be like, I know you taught me this, but can I also use it that way? And they were like, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And this whole idea of learning phrases but not particular stickings was like an eye-opener for me.
Wow.
And so I took the stuff they gave me and took it in a different direction, and this totally worked for me, and I practiced my ass off while I was there.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a comparison with the other students.
Okay.
And I did well. I wasn't the best in the group, but I was in the best group.
Anybody in the group that we might recognize today that emerged from that as well?
Well, there was a Canadian drummer named Wilson Lorenzen.
Okay.
And I think he's doing quite well in Canada.
Okay.
He did play in a band in some TV show in Toronto, but I don't know which TV show. So
I see.
But he was really awesome. And let me think. I guess
that's about it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Because it might be that some of the students I studied with have their own career, but in a smaller market or in a niche.
Yeah.
You know, you never know.
Sure.
Or they have their own schools. I don't know.
Yeah.
So because back then it wasn't easy to stay in contact, right? You had to write letters.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, I suppose that's right.
Yeah.
Eh?
Really?
It was like another 4 to 5 years before the internet was invented, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I remember calling my girlfriend once while I was there because it was so expensive. It was like $2 a minute.
Did you feel like highly isolated?
I felt good.
Did you like it?
Totally, yeah. No distraction.
Yeah, I guess that's right.
I mean, I was at Drummers Collective, and DCI Music Video and Drummers Collective, they were connected, and DCI Music Video was in the lower floor, so third floor and fourth floor was Drummers Collective.
Mm-hmm.
And I started working there because then they gave me credit for to buy more lessons, which I did.
I see.
And so I worked there, and then Simon Phillips came in, and I was like, Simon Phillips, and Dennis Chambers came by, all these people, right?
Yeah.
And we were watching the DCI videos all the time, the Buddy Rich Memorialship concert video.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
All the time, and then I tried to practice that as much as I could. So I had like 3 hours per day, which were mine, and then if a room was free, I could just ask if I could go in there and practice more. So I was basically there for 14 hours a day, from 10 to 12 at night.
Yeah, that's
the opening
amazing.
hours. So I practiced, 7-8 hours a day.
It just sounds like camp.
Yeah, but I so enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I didn't even go to any museum or so while I was in New York. I didn't see any of New York except for the concerts I went to.
Yeah.
And just one day, a friend visited me from Germany, and so we took the elevator up the Empire State Building. And that's it, no sightseeing.
Wow.
I was totally like this.
Living and breathing the drums. Yeah.
I enjoyed it. There was nothing I wanted more, and so I went back home and felt like now I know how to really improve and practice. And then I really practiced as much as I could before I moved to Hamburg in Germany, where I live now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I really started to work as a musician. Before that, I was just a practicing drummer, really.
Were you still in Berlin when you went to Drummers Collective?
No, I was in a smaller city because in Germany back then you had to do you had to go to the army or do civil service.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was mandatory.
Yeah, wow.
If you rejected that, then you had to go to prison, right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So no way around that.